Let's start in a seated position. Comfortable, alert. We connect to our Ujjayi breath. Allow the abdomen to relax, soften. So feel the breath descend as well as expand, as well as ascend. So the breath, omnidirectional expansion. Omnidirectional diminishment. Bringing the highest quality of attention to bear. You'll find your own way, a little bit of a engagement. It's a quality of vigilance. It's a quality that involves deep care and interest. But you are the curator of that. So how do you maintain the highest, the best degree of attention or feeling awareness as you move through your practice? So if you need something to focus on, choose something to focus on. And if you're content with inquiring simply about the quality of our attention, then make that your meditation. Place your fingertips behind your hips. Inhale in and through your core. So drawing breath through the very center of your body. And now pause, hold. So holding doesn't mean freezing. Holding means pausing. Attentive, interested, feeling fully aware. Bring the hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. While working around a Uddiyana, drawing from the perineum, the genitals, anus, and following that up. Release when you need breath. Let's switch the cross of our legs. Right, so if you need an object for your quality of attention, choose an object. An object is somewhere inside your body, core, heart, an area, a substrate, a layer, a quality. If you don't need an object, simply studying the quality of feeling awareness itself. Let's do one more round. Inhale, feet active, press with the fingers, the chest moves toward the sky, the shoulders slide down. When you're holding the breath, hold, increase interest. Holding is not freezing. Increase interest. Soften so as to deepen, increasing interest. Bring hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. Stay empty. Get a little emptier. And then feel for the formation of that lift and that draw. When you feel the urge to quit, increase interest. Release when you need breath. Place the soles of the feet together. Last one. Fingertips for support. Inhale. Pause. So where do you go when you hold breath? How does the quality of your attention shift? Does it deepen? Does it broaden? Does it get more specific? Bring the hands forward. Swift, thorough exhalation. Draw the belly in. Again, belly shorthand. There's a whole bunch of structures that we're drawing. Lifting, tugging, moving. And release when you need a breath. All right. We're going to set one leg out, right leg out. And left heel drawn back behind the hip. There's alternates to this position. So if you need a different one, use both hands, kind of flanking your right leg, pressing down with the hands. Inhale. So as you're pushing, the shoulders move down, the chest lifts up. You may have gotten a little bit lighter on your butt. It's fine. Exhaling. Assist your torso in leaning forward. This is not a maximal fold. This is a maximally lengthy torso shift. Inhale, push with the palms. The ribs lift away from the hips. Exhale, keep pressing with the hands. Shifting the chest forward. Resist the urge to just kind of crumple up in the chest and get close to the leg. is really not about getting close to the leg. It's about using the hands to push, creating lots and lots of space through these organs. And exhaling, letting these organs move. And release. Inhale, come back upright. When we switch sides, I'm going to watch you do that. So left leg out. Right heel behind hip. And the hands are flanking the left leg. My hands are about shoulder width. So the chest may face a little bit inside the thigh. The chest might face over the shin. That really depends on the tissues, probably around the back and the hips. It's going to depend. But the press renders the torso longer. As you exhale, you press, which moves the shoulders, keeps the shoulders away from the neck. Deep breath. So you might experience this like a fold, you might experience it like a twist. It just depends on how you're working the arms, we're playing with it. There you go, that's it. So put the hands under the shoulders. They're not out in front. They're under the shoulders and they're pushing, literally like you're almost lightening the load off your butt. Under the shoulders even more. There's your shoulders. Yep, and push. So the push makes the abdomen grow lengthy. If there's creases and bunch in the front of the shirt, that's an indicator to me. Okay. So it just means we're trying to get low to the leg. So imagine the skin, your shirt, whatever, is uncreasing. It keeps smoothing and smoothing and smoothing, and that's the only way the shirt moves. There you go. It's not about bowing the head, move the chest forward. Release. Inhale as we exit out. We'll set up for dolphin prelude. So it's going to be the same principle, but this time instead of pushing and the chest lifting away from the hips, it's reaching through the butt and the butt moving away from the ribs. So we'll set the elbows shoulder width, raise the hands, set the knees back, inhale, armpit to armpit. Upper back, chest bones, all directions. And now exhale, the sit bones reach back. And shifting the weight forward, setting the forearms down, resetting the knees under the hips. Inhale all directions through the upper back, shoulders, upper chest, mid-back. Exhale the knees off the ground. Dolphin. And regard the quality of attention, the quality of feeling, attentiveness, awareness. Often, this is just one little set of indicators. As the quality of attention or feeling awareness deepens, we may have the experience of there being more dimension, where things maybe once we pictured in a very linear way, they may start to feel more dimensional, having depth, taking up space. That which we focus on may start to have more clarity. We may notice our feeling awareness hovering with greater constancy. We were bringing that quality to the fore recently. We might notice that we can attend to something without flinching, without backing away. Okay, let's set the knees down. We'll take a rest. And then turn on your mat so that you can widen your legs. Adjust your mat for more padding under the knees. And make sure your foot bones have comfort. Just remembering the foot. There's a lot of watery sacs, bursas. There's no need to really smash the foot into hard stuff. Set the forearms down, frog, belly down. Inhaling, delivering, sensing breath in the pelvis, in the sacrum. And exhaling, melting, softening, relaxing around the genitals and the hips. And walk the hands back. You can draw the heels in. And either you can rock back and edge out or crawl forward and edge out. Good. Lie on back. Frog lifting through. Separate the knees widely, bent legs. With the hands supporting head, inhale, the head, shoulders lifting up. Exhale. Belly moves. The legs move. The tailbone moves. And then inhale into low belly. Exhale. Outreach. Tailbone shifts toward the sky. And sink the low belly in. Deepen interest. And then learn if that move starts to show up differently. We'll continue. Inhale into the low back, low belly. And exhaling, legs out reach, tailbone shifts to the sky. And then drawing, sinking the belly. Okay. Now let's continue. I'm going to watch. Inhale into the low back. Do about 3 more. Your pace. The feet are about knee altitude, maybe a little bit lower. Just look at, yeah, feet are about knee height or lower. I find the correlation is so strong between the quality of attention and the depth of care. So as to say, I can't oblige myself to do a different way of attending. It's not like I can scold myself to notice something better. Right? But that the deeper, more complete, the fuller noticing is a byproduct of deepened care. We'll be setting up unlocking the hip and bridge. So you might need a block for support. And then set the feet up hip width apart. You know, reach down, skim heels, that's perfect. Feel the midline of the foot facing more or less forward and backward. Or say it differently, the midlines of both your feet in parallel. You don't have to look at your feet, just do your best to feel. And exhale, shift the tailbone away from the ground, the buttock lifts. If you need a block, insert. Under sacrum. Feel the heads of the shoulders glide back toward the ground, not pressing, just letting breath move the chest toward the sky, toward the chin. Inhale, let's draw the left foot off the ground, crossing that ankle over the thigh. Keep that right foot stationary. There's a tendency to kind of dance the right foot around. And then it usually leaves the foot kind of facing this way or that way. Leave the right foot. You can cross ankle over knee without dancing the right foot around. I know you can. Just have to use your inner leg. Now we'll switch sides, setting the left foot down. Inhale the right foot off the ground, crossing ankle over thigh. Release right foot down. Remove block. And lowering the spine, exhale by exhale. Section by section. Great. All right, so we're going to do a little setup at the wall. Working lunges with a strap at the wall. Here we go. You will need a big old loop of strap, adequate knee and foot padding, and while there are no races or prizes in yoga, the first one to set up in some ways does win. Doesn't matter which knee we start. But we've got the knee in the corner, the shin runs vertically, the foot's well padded. And the strap is on standby. So, many of us played together the last few days. These long, vertical running back muscles. You can use your hands on the back of the pelvis. You can use your loop. Make sure I don't get my wires trapped up in here. And you can use the loop sometimes more comfortably than your hands on your hips. And if you get that spacing just right, that move that we did earlier, pushing down and telescoping the ribs up, maybe you can see, I'll get a little closer so you can see the setup. I just have a big loop on the top of my butt. It's the top butt muscles. And with my hands, I'm just pushing down, just like I did that floor. Okay, I'm going to just show you the backside view. It's not a, okay. So as I push down with my hands, I simply nudge the backside of my pelvis toward the ground. So it's a posterior tilt pusher. I just made that up. And if you get a good right size of the strap, you pushing down moves your shoulders down. And that way, you can breathe in and through your entire back. Feel for breath reaching, touching, permeating the low back part, the mid back part, expanding ribs away from hips. There you go. Yeah, so it's the top of the butt muscle. And kind of pushing. The strap to me is just way more comfortable than we start doing hands on hips. Sometimes we do some funny shoulder stuff. Okay, then remain really steady with that strap push or that hand push. Really steady. Connect to your breath. There you go. It's kind of an amazing intensifier in some specific ways. Quad. Deep hip musculature and tissue. There you go. Up periscope. Expand. There you go. With your breath. The breath will support you. So the wonderful thing is, with deep interest, I can follow my breath where it doesn't know where to go. I can explore. The thing is, when I try to use my muscles and move to a place I don't know, I rarely get there. The muscles kind of have to, I want to move my muscles. They kind of need a plan. They need to have had some previous experience. When I'm working with my breath, I can just ride interest into new places. So to me, there's a different degree of potential creativity. We're going to release. We're going to switch sides. So whatever side. So if I already know what I'm doing, if I already have a plan and I think that I want this body part to go into this place or to feel like this, I've already got a plan. I'm just moving my body to the place that's already predetermined. There's already a knowing for. So here we are on the other side lunge. With kind of a different quality of attention. Interest, curiosity, care. I want to know. It's possible we can get into some new places. And release. Go. So let's leave the wall and lay out where we can stand at the top of our mat to move through some suns. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Softening through neck. Monkey, inhale, moving chest away from lap. Gliding shoulders away from neck. Exhale, step back. Chaturanga. Spend some moments with this. Broadening the heads of the shoulders wide. Able to draw them down away from the head. No squeeze necessary. You can squeeze, but it's not necessary to. Cobra, inhale. Getting broad through the heads of the shoulders. Broadens through the mid-back. Again, you don't have to squeeze the back of the heart to breathe into the chest. Exhale, lower, hands under chest, downward dog. Broadening through that rhomboid mid-back area, wrapping the shoulders. Warrior two. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhaling, outreaching through the arms, through the legs. Being very light through the neck. Now you don't have to do this with your prop, but you can imagine with your strap, with your arm strength, just nudging the back of your pelvis down. I'm going to turn around and see. You can imagine it. Tissue's had some experience there. Let's see. I go lower on the butt. Like the top muscle, there you go. And you might not quite get the same, but from that, at least from that touch point, can you grow length here through the low belly? There you go, low back. Oh, there you go. Enjoy. Mm-hmm. It might not be bad for a little bit. When we release, hands down, left hand to thigh, right hand to ground, inhaling into the pelvic floor rather, and feet active. Exhale, press a little bit with the left hand. The left side waist expands away from the thigh. When we release, inhale, walk the hands toward the left foot. Set the right knee down, nomads. Here we are again. I'm getting blocks so I can create a little more assurance that my hands pressing can be helpful in the, well, one, it's going to take some weight off of my knee, which I like, but it's also going to take some mass, the feeling, the perception of weight off my guts. So I'm using my hands to create these moments of suspension. And deeply breathing. Again, so this is just an iteration of the very beginning of our class, our practice. I'm not so interested about walking the hands forward and trying to ball up and crumple down, but pressing and putting the bones and the tissues and the organs on a, just in suspension. Remembering that part of how we perceive is the force of gravity, kind of pressing and pushing things near each other. The way things pull, the way things move, the way things are twisted over each other or turned. So we perceive through all of these mechanical forces. We grow accustomed when things feel tight. We grow accustomed when things feel loose. Yeah. And then can you feel breath in those areas of suspension? Maybe it's the abdomen, the under the diaphragm. Can you feel breath? And release. Just kind of shift weight back into the feet. And I'm just bending the left knee, placing the hands down. So we're going to move back into chaturanga. So inhaling, the hands under the shoulders, the right toes curl under. Exhale, press the right knee up. Push the left foot away from the ground. Step it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Broad through the mid-back, broad through the heads of the shoulders. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Warrior two, inhale the right foot forward. Reaching the arms out. Exhale, just play as if the back of the pelvis is getting a nudge down. So again, we're not trying to clamp the pelvis or squeeze the genitals. That's just a big shutdown to the pelvis energetically, circulation. But we can certainly use our muscles to open up, to introduce, to reveal some new places in the hips or the groin for sure. That'd be fun. All right. So we'll go right hand to right thigh, unlocking the hip, and the left hand to the ground. Inhale into the pelvic floor. Exhaling, just a little nudge of the right hand on the right thigh. And the waist, the ribs arc. Head to ankle prep. My naming error. And release. And he'll set the hands down, the left knee down. Grab blocks as they're applicable. Nomads, I'm pushing with the hands. So you're going to have to find that best height that lets you push, relieving some of the weight from the kneecap, but also feels lighter in the guts. Even the spine can be brought into a suspension state. Right, inhale, we'll bend that front knee. I'm letting the foot be under, say, my chest. My hands flank the right foot. Exhale, press the left knee off the ground. Press that right foot off the ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Now, when we move for upward dog, tops of feet press. Inhale, pull with the armpit muscles. Push with the palms. Exhale, downward dog. Now inhale, step or lightly jump feet forward, arrive at standing. It's at standing, we're going to work standing pigeon. Okay. I think we started left foot first. So I guess there it is. Left foot is first today. Okay, I'm just making sure if this needs to be different for the knee. Sometimes I get a great deal of benefit like if you're working with some knee issues, it may be wholly better to have that foot on a surface. When that foot can contact something, it might be better for certain knee issues. So never anything grindy or twisty or twangly in the knee. Okay. But I just want to show you that there are options. We're going to release left foot down, right side. Inhale, we'll draw the right foot, both hands. And release. One final order of business. One final piece. I'm going to grab a spot near the wall. And the point of the wall is just for me to create a little bit of a reach up and back. So I've chosen, I think I'm maybe 8 or 10 inches, about 20 centimeters from the wall. And I'm taking, I guess we're left foot first today, left foot first into half lotus. And then with arms up reaching, inhaling, expanding through the back muscles. So maybe just up reaching is your move. If you happen to graze the wall, you just get a little extra support. I'm not grasping the wall, I'm just my thumb pad, the thumb tip, as just my index tip. Deep, 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 deep breath. Go ahead and spread and reach that breath right up into the chest bones. Collar, armpits, go wide. So just that little itty bitty reach back can be kind of interesting. Woo! And we'll release that left foot down. We'll trade sides. Okay. Now you might have to use a hand to hold the foot and just reach up with another arm. It's another option. And release. Let the foot down. Shavasana. Come on back. So when you lie back, done some ultra mild back bending last couple of days. Ultra mild. We've been using some single stance just to get into the differences of the back. We can do a back bend off of one leg, it feels one way. We can do a back bend off of another leg, and it feels totally differently. Our back talks to our hips. So we're going to keep playing with these concepts. And just allow those deep, refreshing reset breaths to shift into new ordinary breaths. Not habitual ordinary, but new ordinary. Where the technique is relaxed. And the feeling awareness remains. The import of this feeling awareness, having constancy, or showing up in the body with great constancy and regularity, is what we call presence. And we can practice it. So when we say, or how to be present, we have an embodied skill set that helps us know. So again, it's not enough just to say presence, but how do we enact it? How do we check for it? How do we know it so that we show up in ways that are satisfying to ourselves and others? So feeling awareness in and throughout the body is a particular set of indicators. Just hovering, interested, deep, listening curiosity that just lives, exudes, expresses, is in the body, is the body. So to show up consistently, it can never be about an authority or a power move or some authoritarian stance. It can never be that. From this vantage point, it's about deep loving regard and showing up as that. I can never be obliged, mandated. Now, making the choice to show up as deep, listening, loving presence because we have a body. Simply because we have this vehicle that is capable of it, and we're interested to live into our spiritual human potential. How fun is that? When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. All right. May your backs be happy, and the rest of you too. Namaste.